morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's good to be with you, whatever time it is that you are watching. Just a couple of announcements before we begin. This Sunday is our Super Bowl potluck that you're all invited to come and to be a part of that. We'll begin after the Sunday school hour, about 11:15, 11:30. We hope that you'll come, be a part of the fellowship and eat as well. Also a week from today, a week from Wednesday, or next Wednesday, which is Valentine's Day, it is also Ash Wednesday, and we begin our Lenten journey. We will have Ash Wednesday services here in the sanctuary at 7 o'clock that night, and we hope to see you there. So if Ash Wednesday is next week, that means this Sunday it's Transfiguration Sunday. It always comes at this point. Transfiguration Sunday is this kind of this crossing point between what was and what will be. It's kind of this crossing point between what we might call ordinary time and Lent, right? Where we take a different journey for a little bit. This year we're going to be reading the Transfiguration story out of the Gospel of Mark. And it's interesting to note that in Mark, the Transfiguration story is smack dab in the middle of Mark. Almost to the point of a word count of what comes before and what comes after. So the Transfiguration story in Mark is a very big transition point for his gospel, for his narrative. Things change after the Transfiguration. And you may remember the story. Jesus takes 3 disciples up to the top of a mountain with him, Peter, James, and John. And in the midst, while they're up on the mountain, Jesus changes. Jesus transfigures. Jesus becomes this dazzling white that nobody's ever seen before. And in the midst of that dazzling white, it seems like Jesus is there with Moses and Elijah. And then the disciples are somewhat terrified, and there's this voice that comes from heaven. This is my son, the beloved, listen to him. And just as soon as this theophany takes place, it is over. And down the mountain they go on a new path. So there's lots within this story, this divine encounter, which is a theophany, this divine encounter in which we begin our Lenten journey. One of the things on my mind this week is why Moses and Elijah, and there's all kinds of reasons for why they might be there. Right? Moses brought the law, Jesus interprets the law. Elijah ascends to heaven without a death, kind of like what Jesus is going to accomplish. But this is also my thought on why Moses and Elijah and how it pertains to us. Moses and Elijah are the only 2 prophets in all of the Old Testament that got to name their successors. Moses named Joshua to follow him. Elijah named Elisha to follow him. Jesus on that mountain is with his disciples, Peter, James, and John. Jesus names his successor. Jesus names the disciples to take over for him after he is gone. And the disciples are you and I. So that's what the Transfiguration story is. You're named as a successor to Jesus. You are named as one who follows, who continues the ministry and the work that Jesus began. And just like those first disciples, right? Whether we like it or not, we're named. Whether we're ready or not, we're named. That's the purpose then of the Lenten journey, is to walk us through those struggles, to walk us through those challenges, so that on the other side of Easter we can do it, that we are indeed ready to be who Jesus claims us to be. So what do you need for this Lenten journey to prepare yourself to be that successor of ministry and mission? What can we help you with to make that happen? We'll see you soon.